Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jared here with another concert review. I have my mom with me, and she's going to be a special guest once again. Second video in a row. Well, audio, I guess you would say. Kind of the podcast variation of these reviews. Here she is.
Hello, everybody.
I guess that's going to be your signature, isn't it?
It is.
We're driving home from seeing Slaughter and Great White at Hard Rock Live in Orlando at Universal. Before getting into the show, I kind of just wanted to preface by saying my main reason for going to this show was to see Slaughter. I am definitely a Slaughter fan. Basically, I became a fan by going through Kiss's discography. And then I became interested in Vinnie Vincent Invasion, and then Slaughter. Me and my dad were big fans of Slaughter and listened to all their music and stuff, and really hunted after the Wildlife vinyl for years. And anyway, one of the things that happened a few years ago was they played like minutes away from my house, and I had no idea and missed that concert and was very bummed about that. And basically that was like many years ago, and this is the first chance I've had to see them. I've been able to, had the chance to see them since, and definitely a much bigger venue than the one that I missed them at. But did you know Slaughter beforehand? I don't think so. Not really, right?
Not really. Just a couple songs on the radio, but not a huge fan. I was just curious to see how their concert would be.
Yeah, me too. I definitely didn't have like super high expectations, just because I had seen videos over the years of them performing recently, and I never thought Mark Slaughter sounded the best. And I mean, just judging off of some of the venues that they have done in their more recent years, not that I thought they'd be bad, but I just didn't have like the absolute highest hopes. But I still, like I said, am a fan and wanted to see them before I died. But went ahead and got the tickets. Interesting how they set up the venue. I've been to Hard Rock a few times. I've seen Primus there. I've seen Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. And at both of those concerts, most of the seating, well, not really seating, but most of the tickets were basically just general admission standing room, kind of just like on the floor, kind of just like how House of Blues would be. But I noticed like when we got these tickets, they had seats on the floor, and I didn't get any tickets of that variation. Went ahead and got the standing room, it was behind, I don't even know how you describe it. They kind of wrapped around the seats, but it was kind of underneath
the soundboard.
Yeah, behind the mix, and like underneath the balcony. So we got those tickets. They're around like $50-$60, which is like not bad.
It's reasonable.
Yeah. And like the main thing about this show, it was just interesting because like they were billing it as Slaughter and Great White. It wasn't like, okay, this is the main act and like this is going to be the opener. It was like Slaughter and Great White are the main acts.
Okay.
So I thought that was like weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both, I don't even know, when was Great White around? 80s, I assume?
I want to say about the 80s, yeah.
Okay, and Slaughter was more 90s, like early 90s. But anyway, we drove over there, and luckily parking was free. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect in that regard, so that's always a plus. And it's really easy to just get in the parking garage and just kind of just walk over to Universal. And Hard Rock is just like kind of right across the pond next to where the Universal globe thing is spinning around a little bit down the way. And we walked right in. We got there about 30 minutes before the showtime was 8 o'clock. I think we got there around 7:30, right?
Yeah.
Walked right in. There wasn't a line or anything. but everyone was starting to file in and everything. One thing I like about Hard Rock, I think it's really cool how they have like pictures on the walls of like acts that have played there, and like pictures.
That was really cool.
Pictures from like their actual shows.
How many pictures do you think were on the wall?
I don't know. I mean,
I'd say get 40, 50 pictures.
Yeah, there was a good amount for sure. And pretty crazy to see some of the acts that have played there. I mean, Taylor Swift played there in 2008, which I was like mind blown about compared to like what she's playing now.
Right.
But there were some cool ones. Like I saw there was Blondie, Velvet Revolver, Jane's Addiction. And I think the coolest one for me was they had Primus on there from 2014, my very first concert.
That's awesome.
That I went to with my brother. So that was awesome to see that picture, and had never seen that before. So really, really cool. As you all know, I'm definitely a fan of getting merchandise at concerts, like to get a shirt, and really, really didn't know what to expect for this concert. Now, not knowing anything about Great White, not being a Great White fan, I wasn't interested in getting a Great White shirt, to be honest with you, but definitely wanted to get a Slaughter shirt if they had it. And if I had to bet money on if Slaughter was going to have a shirt or merchandise or not, I would say that they would not have merchandise, but I was proven wrong. I was very happily surprised that they actually did have merchandise. I mean, it's not anything crazy. It wasn't a lot of merchandise or anything, but they did have a merchandise booth over in the corner that had Great White and Slaughter merchandise. So this was kind of my first gripe about the night, which I've already told you about. Everything was cash only, and that's just, you know, a little weird, a little frustrating, especially because like they didn't advertise it in like huge lettering or anything. It wasn't something that was like everyone knew, that it was just like so obvious and blatant or anything.
Like a big sign saying cash only.
Yeah, none of that. So like I waited in line for a good few minutes, and then someone bolted out of line because they're like, oh, it's cash only, I don't have cash. And I'm like, oh, neither do I. So luckily I saw they had an ATM like near the bathroom, so I made it a point to go over there, get some cash, even though that was extremely annoying too, because I got stuck behind this dude who just like had all this trouble with the ATM, and he just had no sense of urgency, didn't have a care in the world, and that was just so like annoying to get stuck behind him. And especially when he was finally done, didn't even like apologize or anything, like didn't have a care in the world for anyone around him. So anyway, luckily got some cash out, went back in line, and something that was frustrating about the line was it just took forever to go down, because like the woman who was working at the merchandise stand, she's another person who just had no sense of urgency whatsoever, just didn't have a care in the world, was just so slow. And it's like,
keep in mind, there's like 10 minutes till the show, so it's kind of a sense of urgency there.
Yeah, and like, I think I'm a pretty patient person, honestly, and that's something I've really been trying to work on. But I don't know, it is frustrating when like people just have like zero sense of urgency. Like if you're at least trying, like that's fine, but like when you just don't have a care in the world, that is very frustrating. But anyway, as far as the merchandise goes, like Great White had a few shirts, Slaughter had a couple shirts. Slaughter also had a guitar, which was like $1,800.
Holy smokes.
And they had like an autographed like something. I don't even remember what it was exactly. It looked like a chair cushion. But I think it was like a drum. It was something drum related. But I think they had some like coasters and stuff. The shirt wasn't like exactly what I wanted. Like in a perfect world, I would want it to say Orlando, Florida, Hard Rock, August 23rd, 2025, stuff like that. it just said 2025, but I'll take it. I mean, it's better than nothing for sure. I'm not gonna complain. And I was even, when I was in line, I was looking on eBay to see if they had any like bootlegs of shirts that would be better, and I didn't see anything. But anyway, the shirt was $40, so I asked for the shirt, and she gave me the wrong size, so that was just another thing on top. That was just the cherry on top. And luckily got my shirt, and I got like to where I wanted to stand with my mom before the show started. And they were playing a lot of AC/DC, I noticed, like when they, you know, throughout this night, like when they weren't playing. But they're also playing Guns N' Roses and Kiss. So some good selections in my opinion. But anyway, yeah, so like I don't even know if this is like I don't even know if they have like a name to the tour for this Slaughter, you know, run that they're on right now. But they kept saying like still sticking it to you. That was like the moniker that they're going with right now. So Stick It To You is their first studio album, and you know, kind of
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like corny, kind of funny, I guess. Still sticking it to you.
Yeah.
It's pretty stupid, but like whatever.
They had to do something.
Had to do something. But anyway, they started a little bit after 8. Slaughter was first. And what would you say your overall thoughts were of the Slaughter performance?
Overall, I thought the band instrumentally sounded really, really good. I absolutely freaking loved the drummer. He can talk about that more later. The singer I thought sounded really good, but he did have problems getting the high notes. But overall, I thought they sounded solid.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So Slaughter has Mark Slaughter, of course, on lead vocals, Dana Strum on bass guitar, and then Tim Kelly, their original lead guitarist, passed away back in the 90s, and they've kind of had, I think, maybe a couple different guys fill in those shoes ever since then. And then Blas Elias, the original drummer, he's kind of been in and out over the last few years. But to be honest with you, I wasn't 100% sure if he was in going into this concert. I kind of just was going to see how it went during the show, and found out that he is currently out. He is not currently in the band anymore. And upon further research, I guess he's been out for the last 4 years. And I don't know why. I don't know if he quit, if he got fired, if he's just doing other stuff like Blue Man Group. But anyway, they have this new guy in there. I don't remember his name, but as she said, he definitely had a lot of energy, and definitely cracked me up a lot just because of he was just doing so many crazy moves with his drumsticks, throwing it up in the air.
Standing up on the drums and playing the drums and taking the cymbals off and smashing the drums. I loved him.
At one point, like she said, he was standing up on the drum set and he was using his foot to hit the cymbal too. But he was just crazy. He was a good drummer for sure, and I thought he was like one of the main focal points throughout the whole entire concert for Slaughter. Had a lot of energy. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to Mark Slaughter now, and like I said, I agree with you. I'll be honest, like, yeah, he didn't sound the best. I think like he still has that voice in him. It's just it's not there all the time.
I get that.
And like you said, he can't hit the super high notes anymore. I thought he did a lot of like skipping lines, having the crowd sing certain lines.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, like the way he was singing some of the songs was like at points so different than like the studio version that there were times that it took me like a good like minute or two to like understand, oh, this is the song they're playing.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much what I expected, because like I said about the videos that I had seen, But he still did have some good moments for sure, where I'm like, dang, that sounds like the old Mark Slaughter. That sounds like the studio version.
He's also really good on the guitar. He did a lot of acoustics, and I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah, I like going into this concert, I kind of forgot that he does songs with just the microphone. I was kind of thinking he used the guitar throughout like the whole entire concert, but he only does it for some songs, not all the songs. He kind of has like a blue guitar that he was using, but he's a solid guitar player. He even had like some solos and stuff. As far as the set list goes, I mean, I think they played like 8 or 9 songs. They played for about an hour, and I'm just trying to think of the ones that come to my head. Like, they started off with Mad About You. They did Days Gone By on acoustic, I remember. Of course, they did Fly to the Angels. Up All Night is what they ended with. One that was super awesome for me personally, they did Real Love. And once again, I mean, I'm a Slaughter fan. I can't say I'm a diehard Slaughter fan, so I don't know a lot of the ins and outs of like their set list and what to expect and stuff like that. So Real Love was definitely a surprise for me, and I'm super happy they played that. Got a good video of that. Even though, once again, maybe it didn't sound the best for Mark, but that was super awesome. Eye to Eye was another surprise, which I thought was cool. And there were a couple maybe in there that I didn't really remember from all those years ago. Oh yeah, during Up All Night, at the end, they also did a little bit of a Who cover. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So that was like, I guess, a little surprise. So I mentioned the guitar player. I think his name is Jeff Blando. And one thing that was like pretty cool that Mark Slaughter mentioned during the concert, Jeff Blando is apparently from Orlando.
Yeah.
So that was like, that was pretty cool. Dana Strum, the bass player, he had really good energy, and it's really cool. It's just really cool to see them all out there, like at their age, still having a good time and putting on a good show and everything.
Yeah, they all looked like they were having a good time, that's for sure.
Definitely. And I thought that was another thing about Mark Slaughter's vocals. I thought Jeff Blando and Dana Strum also would try to help him on the background vocals or on the high notes sometimes with the background vocals.
I actually thought the guitars sounded better than him. I really did. He did like a bit at the end, and he sounded better than Mark did.
That's sad.
But didn't you agree?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't like.
No, he got a high note there, and I thought he carried Mark on that one. So.
I didn't like hyper focus on the guitar player's voice, I guess, but yeah, as far as like what they were wearing, it was just they were just wearing like all black. I noticed that was like one of the main things. One of the main things that I noticed about them as far as like attire goes. I thought it was really cool, like just seeing the Slaughter logo and like just like some of the graphics that they were using. And one thing that was really surprising, they had a lot of stuff playing on the video boards throughout every single song.
Yeah, they did.
Really didn't expect that. And like, honestly, some of it gave me, I thought like some of the stuff they put on the video boards gave me kind of karaoke vibes, because like some of the songs they would just like kind of put up like the song lyrics. Yeah, exactly. And just have people sing along to it. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, just an observation.
But they also had those old pictures up there, which was really cool.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. I thought that was awesome, especially during like the slow ballad songs and stuff, just seeing those old nostalgic pictures. And honestly, saying the word nostalgic, that kind of brings me to my next point. I think that's like the main thing about this type of concert. Honestly, a lot of rock concerts nowadays, but especially one like this, it's very just nostalgia-based, nostalgia-driven. It's a lot of it is just kind of reliving those glory days of the 80s or whatever.
Well, that's when they were big, so yeah.
Yeah, so lots of leather and stuff like that, and definitely like an older crowd and stuff like that. But you know, they were solid. I won't say they were bad or anything. Really awesome to finally see them live and check that off my bucket list. One thing that I found humorous about the Slaughter show was the point in the concert when they had everyone pull their phone out and put their flashlight on. Because I just think that's such a stereotypical rock concert, or really any concert thing now. Like, I've even talked about it in my other videos, and it seems like they're just trying to capitalize on that too. But yeah, that was Slaughter, and they had a brief intermission after Slaughter. And was there anything else you want to say about Slaughter?
No, that was all.
So they had like a brief, like, I don't know, 10-15 minute intermission after Slaughter. And now it was time for Great White. And it's just like, once again, just so weird because my perspective on this concert is just so different. I don't know anything about Great White. I'm not a fan of them. So it's like, how was my experience going to be? I had no idea. And like, the only thing I knew about Great White going into this concert was they had a very, very tragic concert back in the day up north when there was a fire and it killed a bunch of people. Like, my buddy had told me about that, and it's really the only thing I know about Great White at all. So I was definitely thinking about that in regards to this concert. So anyway, they busted into their set, and tell me what you thought about Great White.
Well, I actually thought they were more solid. I enjoyed them a lot more than Slaughter, just because, first of all, I knew more songs. Secondly, the singer was phenomenal. He was hitting all kinds of notes. He was very personable. Actually, the whole band was personable. But I think I enjoyed it more because I recognized more of the songs. But yeah, I thought the singer was the star of that band tonight.
So Great White has, like, I don't know what, like 4 older members, and I don't even know if they're original members or anything, but they're older, gentlemen. And then out of nowhere, this young kid runs on the stage, and he's the lead singer. I mean, he was probably what, in his 20s?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, he was just this young, like, I don't know, tan white kid with like curly blonde hair, and
He actually did not look like a rocker at all to me.
Really?
At all.
But I agree with you. I thought he had a very good voice, and he definitely did a great job singing those songs, even though I don't know any of those songs. But I mean, he
sounded just like the original singer.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was just like very strange to me to see like that band with like such a young lead singer, and then you have like the rest of the band as a bunch of older guys. Not saying that's bad or anything, it's just weird to me.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
So they played for, I think, a little bit over an hour. I think it was longer than Slaughter. And for me personally, I don't think I recognized a single song except for maybe one. I think it was called Rock Me. I think maybe I've heard that song.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the main things for me about this particular performance was the people around us.
That was the real entertainment.
Yes. So that was seriously like one of the most funny concerts I've ever been to, just because of the people that were around us. Like, there was this one guy, and he just, like, he kept pulling his phone out and just recording like the mix and the soundboard and like the guy running it.
He was leaning on the rail, and he was doing the stanky leg. And then he fell, and that's when it really got funny.
Yeah, he fell on his butt, and luckily he was okay and everything, but he just was just, yeah, I don't know. He was just like what I kept focusing on pretty much throughout the whole performance.
He was wasted. He was so wasted.
Luckily, I actually got a video of him recording the soundboard and just staring at it. But he was there.
Tell him the funniest part though.
What?
About his recording.
Oh yeah. So like at one point I was like looking and like I guess he thought he was recording, but he really wasn't. Because I could just see like he didn't hit start on his phone, but he's like doing all the motions trying to get the video
he's
recorded.
He's going really close too. He's trying to get a really close shot, and he's not recording anything.
So anyway, he was hilarious. And then I guess he was there with his wife or whatever, and she was so rowdy. Like just every few minutes, you just hear her screaming,
"You motherfuckers!"
She'd be screaming that at the top of her lungs, and like there's like a little girl that was standing next to us, and she would be like turning around while this woman was like screaming. So like I could tell the reason she was getting pissed off is because people weren't like into the show like she was.
Right, she knew every word.
Yes. And like she was just like so pissed off that some people were just like standing there, or like people in the you know, in their seats were just like sitting in their seats instead of standing and like dancing and stuff.
Right.
So like she'd be dancing and then she'd just like make eye contact with someone who wasn't as into it as her. Then she'd just go cussing and screaming and she'd be furious. And then she'd go back to dancing, and basically it was like that on repeat the whole entire concert.
It was so entertaining.
So her and her man were absolutely hilarious. I can't sit here and say that like I really enjoyed the Great White concert, to be honest with you. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. But I'm glad I got that entertainment from the people around us instead. One of the funniest concerts I've ever been to, for sure.
Well, I enjoyed both, so I guess I got a bonus.
Yeah. But anyway, that was it for the most part. What did you think of the venue?
I really liked the venue. It was nice and comfortable. There was a lot of room. I was not bumping into people. I could not smell their beer, so like it really was enjoyable for me.
Awesome. I definitely enjoyed it too. It was very fun, very interesting, very different. It was just a concert like I've never experienced before. I had a good time. Glad I got to spend the time with you, of course, and make those memories. And it was definitely worth the ticket price and everything. So yeah, and getting out was a breeze. So my first time being at Hard Rock in about 6 years, and still an enjoyable venue for sure. But yeah, definitely a good night, and cross Slaughter off the bucket list once again. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you can comment, like, and subscribe. If you were there, let us know what you thought of the show. I also am going to upload a vlog before this, so check that out, and we'll see you on the next one.